Hey, what's up, people? Hold on. Okay. Hey, Sweden. All right. Good day, warriors, kings, queens, and all those in between. I hope your day is going wonderfully. I hope it's going wonderfully. So, something was been sitting on my spirit for a few days, right? Now, a lot on my timeline, I see a lot of discussion about these pastors with their children out of wedlock, side babies, whatever you want to call them. Also, I've been seeing a lot about Juanita Bynum and all that jazz that went on with her. Always gotta fix y'all up. Hang on. There we go. About Juanita Bynum. A lot of the mess that's going on with her. We just, what's Buckle Boots? Kimberell. We hear about Kimberell. A lot of that I've been seeing on my timeline. And I feel like we have been in an environment lately where I can't say it's just millennials or Generation X feeling like this. I just feel like there is a big conversation that has been had about people not gravitating towards church anymore. We question things a little bit more. Where once upon a time you were told, get my hair right. Well, once upon a time you were told never to question the Bible, don't question God. We're getting to a point where you have preachers that are really emphasizing, they love to keep on preaching about this. It's like the only thing in the Bible they seem to know is about homosexuality. And it's gotten to a point where, for me, I know for sure I have questioned Christianity. Well, not questioned Christianity, because I know the Lord. I know him well. But there's been a big discussion on religion versus spirituality. For me in my home, church has gone down. I've not been in church regularly like I used to, and I absolutely love my church. I go to a pretty large, prominent church on the south side of Chicago with a bishop who has been at times very controversial. But there are even times where I'm kind of like, I want more. What more are you offering but the same old sermons of it'll get better? Your time is coming. Like, teach me how to get there. We got to get to the instruction of it. So that's, I think, kind of where I was starting to get a little bit turned off with church. So now, on my timeline, someone who I love dearly, I love Larry Reed live. So I watch him, and I watch a lot of content creators that are akin to what he does with the whole exposing church for what it is. Exposing some of these preachers being absentee fathers. Exposing a lot of the right in the church. They just had a video that went viral not long ago with the two men was in there having sex right in the pulpit, right in the church. And let me say this about the recent video, if you will, that I watched with Larry Reed. So Larry Reed seems to me to be a good man and a good father, and he is very big on men needing to be present in their children's lives, right? And we should all feel like that. But it vexes him. It vexes, because I don't think he can see not being in his children's lives. He can't understand or fathom that. And it vexes him about these pastors who are having these children and don't take care of them. So I get him wanting to expose. I understand. Let me put it this way. I understand the whole exposing the bad and the negative that we do in the church. My thing is, there's a way about in which we do things. That's my whole spiel. My other concern, and I would invite you all to, let's have a conversation in the comments. After you have exposed, after these preachers have been exposed, and after you have, for instance, the mother of the child is putting her child on the forefront that he's not being claimed, if you will, by this prominent bishop. After you've done all of that, and that man, that bishop, is still not willing to be present in his lives, what has exposing them done? What is the end goal of that? And I think, for me, I come from a different, I see things from a different side of the coin, whereas I'm a product of divorced parents. So I love my dad. Now we've gotten way better, but again, my dad was wayward out there. And he got some children out there. So my thing is, my mother was never big on pushing the issue of making my dad try to be there. She wasn't hell-bound bent on making sure he was present. And she also would never, I can remember growing up, she never spoke ill of him. It was always, you're going to one day see things for what they are. You'll see things for what it is. I don't have to speak ill of him. She never spoke ill of him. And she didn't have to, because I then grew up and saw, well, you didn't want to be a part of my life. It was an open door for you, but you weren't there. You was too busy in your sickness, your this, whatever, your ignorance, whatever you was in. You weren't there, and she didn't push it. What I'm trying to say, you guys, is that yes, these men of God, especially, I guess, being men of God, you would think people want to hold them to a higher esteem because they're men of God, bishops, preachers. However, they are still men, human beings. They still niggas. And my thing is, they got to live with what they've done one day. Everybody got to have an answer, a say-so to what they've done. You got to be held accountable for everything you've done. So to keep pushing it, to me, you're continuously exposing and pushing somebody that is showing no signs of wanting to have a relationship with this child. Kind of, to me, is doing more harm than good to that child in the situation. That's what it looks like to me. Surround that child instead with a village of people that love them. Surround them with a village of family members who will be there to support them. Get some good male role model figures in their lives. If you got brothers, if you got uncles, allow them to be in those young sons, in your young sons' lives, to help them. But to keep trying to push and force a relationship with a father that that don't want nothing to do with their child is more detrimental, I promise you. I'm okay. I turned out okay, you guys. I'm a product of divorced parents. I turned out okay. It wasn't pushed upon me that he has to be there. And believe you me, I feel like every little girl needs their dad. But I had a host of uncles. I had a village of aunties and all of this. I had all that who just showed me what love was and showed me how to get through, instructions on how to get through this thing called life. So I don't necessarily understand how this exposing is helping. What are we doing? What's the end goal of the exposure? Just to put it out to people, that people will see, oh, this is who you go sit in church with, this is who you listen to every Sunday? Well, hell yeah. If y'all don't know that, I ain't trying to call nobody crazy or simple, but you don't know that. You don't know that that man of God you listening to, he got flaws and all, like everything else. All of that. A lot of these bishops that's in here sitting up here preaching and teaching and rebuking homosexuality, because that seems like that's the only sin they know of in the Bible, and studying and preach and rebuke, be the same ones getting involved in that homosexual activity that they rebuking. Hello, somebody! So if you don't know that by now, I don't quite know. I don't know what we doing here. I don't know what the whole continuing to expose these preachers and these bishops for all they do. What is it showing? What is the end game? I'm with you on it when we got something that we working towards. I'm with it. If it's showing them for who they are, and then they're in turn healing from it, learning from it, doing better by their congregants, their community, the church, their family, I can see that. But based on what we've been watching and based on these women who are bringing it to the forefront, these niggas still ain't did shit. They still ain't did shit for their children. So this exposing ain't doing nothing but hurting your feelings. That's all it's doing. Let's have a conversation, okay? Have a wonderful day. Blessings to you guys. Do good to others and certainly do good to yourselves, okay?